What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Carly and I post videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And typically I talk about like anything from true crime just to controversial people, celebrity gossip, and scandals. Lately I've been on a real celebrity scandal type of kick, but today's video does also fall under the true crime umbrella as well. I would like to disclaim though that there is some talk of child, I don't want this to get demonetized or flagged, but child pornography. So if that's something that is going to be triggering to you, definitely don't watch this video. I'm not going to show images or anything, but just that it is mentioned. So please keep that in mind with moving forward with this video. That being said, let's jump into it. Paul Rubens was born Paul Rubenfeld in Peekskill, New York on August 27th, 1952. Paul comes from a Jewish family and he grew up in Sarasota, Florida. His parents owned a lamp store, but before that his mother was a teacher and his dad was a car salesman. Milton, Paul's dad, had flown for Britain's Royal Air Force and for the U.S. Army Air Forces in World War II. Paul has two younger siblings, Luke and Abby. Most of his childhood was spent in Oneonta, New York. I knew I was going to say that wrong. I had it and then I lost it. Paul was a regular at the Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey Circus. The circus is what made Paul interested in pursuing a career in entertainment. I Love Lucy reruns were also a major influence on him. He really liked the idea of making people laugh. In high school, Paul was the president of the National Thespian Society, National. After high school, Paul went on to Plymouth State University for only one semester. His real goal was to go on to an acting school, however, he was denied by Juilliard once and Carnegie Mellon twice, unfortunately. Finally, he made it to the California Institute of the Arts. In 1991, so back up a little bit. By 1991, Paul is already very well known for Pee-wee Herman, for being Pee-wee Herman, for creating Pee-wee Herman, for Pee-wee's Playhouse, and like a couple of the movies that come out by now. So just keep in mind that we're jumping ahead and he's already fairly well known by this point. So in 1991, Paul was arrested in Sarasota, Florida when he was 39 years old. He was arrested for indecent exposure while watching an adult film at an adult theater. There was an unexpected police inspection upon which Paul and three others were detained as they were preparing to leave. I don't know how common this was for the police to like kind of hang out outside and see who was coming out of these theaters. I was under the impression that they were legal, but I guess maybe I'm wrong. Just kind of thinking about it now, I totally thought that going and watching adult films was like legal, but I could be totally wrong. Or maybe they like got a call, or I don't know, but anyways, so that's where we're at. They're now arrested. When the detective inspected Paul's driver's license, he was informed that Paul is Pee-wee Herman by Paul, and he offered to perform a children's benefit for the sheriff's office to take care of this. Of course, that was declined. The next day, a local reporter recognized Paul's name, and Paul's attorney tried to offer the same proposition that Paul used on the cops to get the paper to withhold the story. And again, no go. Paul had actually been arrested twice in the same county, once for loitering around an adult theater, and again for marijuana possession. Pee-wee likes to have fun, guys. No judgment. However, the arrest in 1991 was the one that is typically most talked about because he had a children's program. A lot of late night talk show hosts were making fun of this situation, as they do. This is like a big pop culture moment. Toys R Us removed all Pee-wee Herman toys from their shelves, and Disney, like in collaboration with MGM, they had Paul, Pee-wee, doing kind of like a little infomercial type program about voiceovers, but that got pulled. They didn't want him to be doing that. They didn't really want to be associated with him at all. Paul ended up pleading no contest, which resulted in him not getting a charge on his record, but he did get 75 hours community service, and he also had to create, produce, and finance 2 anti-drug public service announcements. Fans of Pee-wee organized support rallies after CBS canceled the reruns it was like so they started calling Pee-wee Herman fans, and it was like a 9-1 vote that they wanted Pee-wee back on the air. They wanted to see his show. Personally, I never liked Pee-wee Herman, and when I tried watching it with a kid that I was like babysitting for, because he wanted to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse, I was like, okay, this is creepy. Like, I don't know why, I just get the like a weird feeling. I don't like this guy. I don't like Pee-wee Herman. I don't like the character. I don't like the things they do on the show. Literally for no other reason other than I got weird vibes. But if kids love him, kids love him. But like, I don't know. So then he kind of fell off the radar a little bit. He didn't really come out and do many like movies or shows. He just like laid low. There were some bigger celebrities, like I know Cyndi Lauper was one that was still supporting him, and then a lot of the workers on Pee-wee's Playhouse, they were still very publicly supporting him and they wanted him back. So he was liked enough that people cared that he was gone. Then, in 2002, while Paul was filming Dave Chappelle's video for Elton John's This Train Won't Stop There Anymore, when he learned that the police were at his home with a search warrant. There was a witness in the pornography case against Jeffrey Jones, an actor. He was actually the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I love that movie. There was over 70,000 items of quiche, like memorabilia, so like the biggest, best example of that is the painting of dogs playing poker. That's like quiche. Now I know I can't say it right because I'm thinking about it too hard, but anyways, that's an example of kind of what it is. Just like odd, fun stuff. 2 grainy videotapes and dozens of pictures that the city attorney's office characterized as a collection of child pornography. In the end, Paul was charged with a misdemeanor possession of obscene material improperly depicting a child underage in actual conduct, so just anyone under the age of 18. Paul's rep said that the items found in the home were inaccurately described and that what they were was Rob Lowe's tape and a 30 to 100 year old quiche collectible images. Paul pled not guilty, and in 2004 the charges were dropped in exchange for his guilty plea to a lesser misdemeanor obscenity charge. Now, see, like, I'm looking at these words too much and I'm getting confused on how to actually pronounce them. So for the next 3 years, Paul was required to register his address with the sheriff's office, and he couldn't be in the presence of a minor without the permission of the kid's parent or legal guardian. Later on, Paul clarified that he was a collector of erotica, including films, muscle magazines, and a decent collection of mostly homosexual vintage erotica, such as photographic studies of teen nudes. No, we don't have minors in photos like that. Paul claimed that he saw the photography as art and not as something inappropriate. Now, the dealer that sold him all this stuff was like, yeah, he mainly did ask for like muscle magazines. He didn't know what was on every single page of those magazines. So I don't know. I'm kind of not sure how to feel about this. I kind of feel like you got in trouble a few times at an adult theater and then this happens. But Paul Rubin actually passed away this summer, so he's no longer with us. I hate to speak ill of the dead, but I think it's important to keep this stuff relevant and talked about so we can learn from it and know how to grow and how to deal with these kinds of situations. But that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back on Friday with another video. Bye guys.